So this video's topic is something that I always wanted to make a video about, even way before I was even doing vlogs. This was when I used to have my old bike, and I was thinking, I was just thinking of what kind of videos I was gonna make. Excuse me. This week's topic is, are you mature enough to ride a motorcycle? About a month back, someone commented, actually he subscribed after, he asked that if he should start on a 1000cc bike, and he said he was 18 years old, and he said he's very responsible, and he thinks he's not gonna get into much trouble. And oh, thank God they're fixing that. Oh shit. Oh, sorry guys. It's really hard for me to concentrate on talking too when I'm just trying to maneuver my way around traffic and just trying to pay attention to what's going on the road. So I apologize if I'm taking pausing in between talking. It's hard for me to do. I try to edit most of it out, but sometimes I just can't edit it out. Also, check out this brand new 2015 Mustang convertible. It looks beautiful. Man, I really like the new Mustang. I didn't like it at first, but it took a while for me to for it to grow on me, but now I think it's really good looking. Plus independent rear suspension, that's freaking awesome. Anyway, yeah, so back to the topic. So he was asking if he should start on a 1000cc bike, and I think he was saying that he had no choice. That was he had to get that bike, or maybe somebody's giving it to him, maybe a family member, whatever it is. I told him no, and I really think you shouldn't start on a 1000cc bike, no matter how careful or responsible or mature you are. And that leads us to my topic. Are you mature enough to ride a motorcycle? No matter what motorcycle you ride, you can ride a 150cc bike and you can get yourself into a lot of trouble, And it's not just being able to handle the power or handle the bike, having the skill to ride the bike. It's also about your mindset. If you are very immature and you're buying a bike to show off, some people get bikes to pick up chicks. So some people start getting bikes for wrong reasons. At least to me, I feel like those are not the right reasons to start riding a motorcycle. You should get a motorcycle because you love motorcycles and you want to ride it and you want to experience the rush and the thrill and what they stand for, the freedom, the sound, all of that. Just getting chicks or just looking cool, it should just be a byproduct of riding a bike. Riding for over a year now, and I still have a lot of respect for the bike and the power, and I feel like that's a necessary thing to have. Like, you have to be respectful of the bike, because even if it's just a 600cc, and let's just say it just makes 100 horsepower. 100 horsepower on a 400-pound bike is still a lot of power. You have to be mature enough to know what you can handle. Like, if you're gonna be thinking, if you want to buy a bike to do 100 miles per hour everywhere you go, you're gonna get hurt no matter what. Because even on a 250cc bike, you can go faster than the conditions allow. I can have a freaking Hayabusa or a Kawasaki H2R on the street, even though it's not street legal, and I can ride it 120 miles per hour all day, no problem. But you know what? Certain conditions just not allow it. Even if there's room, you shouldn't be. Like, look at these roads. Like, I'm doing 60 miles per hour, and even that might be a little too fast for some of these bumps and stuff. And there have been times that I'm only doing 65 miles per hour, and the bike just goes airborne when I hit a bump. So you gotta know, and you have to be prepared mentally for all these kind of stuff, and some people are just not mature enough to realize the danger of riding a motorcycle. Everybody knows it's dangerous, but they don't know why it's dangerous, you know. Honestly, it's not dangerous because you're on two wheels. It's dangerous because of these drivers. Like this van, for example, he just, you know, changed lane in front of me. I guarantee you he did not see me, but I had a feeling that he was gonna do that, so I stayed back, you know. You kind of have to know where you're riding. You have to know the roads. You got to know the drivers. You have to look for, like, you know how they say body signs. You can look at a person's body signs and predict what they're gonna do. Same thing with cars. Like you can kind of watch the car, pay attention to the direction of the tires, how people brake, you know, and you can figure out what kind of driver they are. If they're a nervous driver, or if they're a calm driver who think ahead. Because a lot of people I notice is they're not looking ahead. All DMV license books, they tell you look ahead, you know, not just the car in front of you. You have to look 2 or 3 cars ahead, you know. But a lot of people, all they do is just look at, like, you know, for instance, they just be looking at this Honda Accord and that's it. But me, I'm looking ahead. I'm looking at the truck on that lane. I'm looking at that taxi. I'm looking at the car in front of that car. Like, you know, you gotta know what's going on. And that's part of being mature and part of having the experience of driving. And, you know, not like a lot of experience that you gain from driving a car can be helpful when you're riding a motorcycle, you know. So if you're 18 years old and you want to get a motorcycle, which you shouldn't do, first of all, I don't think you should get a motorcycle at least until you're 21 years old. Seriously. I mean, I know different people mature at different ages and different rates. I'm sure there are 18-year-olds who are more mature than me. But, you know, general rule of thumb is, you know, by the time you're 21, you should be pretty responsible. So don't start riding periodly until you're like at least 21, 20 years old. If you're in high school, please don't get a motorcycle, because driving a car alone is dangerous enough when you're in high school and you're immature, you know. And me and my friends done pretty much everything. We used to drive around our neighborhood with one of our friends sitting on the hood of our car and we would just drive around the neighborhood. People used to call the cops on us, you know. We used to do stupid shit. We used to race each other on one of the biggest roads, like, you know, it's not the biggest, one of the most popular, busiest roads at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And mind you, I was 16 years old. I didn't even have a full license. I was doing all of this shit with a permit. So, and to my international friends, when you have a learner's permit, you gotta have a adult who with a full license has to be at least 21 years old. So I was riding around with my 16-year-old friends. My parents didn't know I took their car. I took it when they're at work, and I used to drive around and street race with my friends. So these are the dumb shit that we were doing in high school, and this is not just me. A lot of kids in our school were doing these kind of things, you know. And when you're young, it's just normal. No matter how, you know, you're gonna have times that you just not think, and you're just gonna do these, you know, crazy shit. So you gotta be, you know, you have to know your limits. If you're like, you know, that's another thing. Like, if you're not mature enough to know your limits, you're in trouble. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching, and thank you to the people who's been subscribing to me. I really appreciate that. It makes me feel really good that you guys, you know, like my videos enough to subscribe to the channel. So I'll see you guys in another video. Oh, you know what? Hang on a second. I'm gonna show you this view. It's freaking beautiful. $1 million view coming up. There we go. And there we are, baby. New York City. Brooklyn Bridge. And all the buildings. And look at the boat. Yep. Alright guys, see you later.